We are very excited to have this man with us. You've heard his name, you've heard his voice, and usually it's unfortunately not like the best news. It's either because something has happened or there's a massive traffic situation because of an incident. His name is Garrith Jamieson. Jamieson or Jamieson?
Jamieson.
Jamieson. He's from ALS Paramedics, not just from, and this is your baby, isn't it?
Yeah, my baby.
Oh, well, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here. Honestly, it is, again, it's one of these things where I feel for you, but I know that's also your calling. ALS Paramedics, how did it start?
So basically, I used to have a business with my ex-wife, and after the divorce it went south. So I went and I worked abroad for a little bit, but this is home and people know me. People needed help, they wanted reliable care, someone they knew and dealt with regularly. So my partner and I started in 2020, at the end of 2020, and it's gone places.
And how many, I'm going to call them staff, how many people in your team?
Looking at about 40 to 50.
Sure, but that's huge.
We're across all over. So we've got Umtata base in the Eastern Cape, we've got Cato Ridge, and then obviously Durban being the head office.
Oh, okay. And I wanted to get straight into this whole situation. So ALS Paramedics.
Yes.
What is the duty of a paramedic? Like, where does the paramedic's job start and where does the paramedic's job end?
So basically, as a paramedic, you obliged. You can say by law, but I mean, we are governed by the Health Professions Council to render treatment to anybody that needs it. If you're able to and are willing, or not willing, I mean, you're literally forced to if you've got the training, the necessary gear, obviously safety, like gloves, etc. But you basically have to treat no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing.
So even if you're not on duty?
Absolutely.
Let's say you've been out and you've met someone, you two are out on a date, you've had some drinks, the person next to you starts choking or has a heart attack, but you've been drinking. What happens?
Touchy
then?
Subject, So
you're off duty. So you're not doing anything wrong. You're having
So obviously you would need to phone for assistance from someone. Or an ambulance service, let me not say someone, but it's a touchy thing. So if it's like a CPR or a choking, etc., if you don't partake, you'll never forgive yourself regardless. But if you're paralytic drunk, I don't want to say you're not going to realize what's going on, but you would probably miss it. You can't be held liable in that sense. But if you're driving, like always, I'm talking to you, there's X outside here. I'm stepping out and I'm doing what I need to. It's within the. Or you should. I mean, paramedics should want to help people.
Of course. So you're never off, is what you're saying. And if, let's say, I've collapsed, something's happened, you've been drinking, you give me CPR, you revive me. And then I make a complaint because I could smell booze on your breath.
Hard to prove, as we know.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, it's a wild allegation that people do make constantly. But if there's blood drawn, or if on the scene, say for instance, that's what you do, and the police do take it, because obviously we're still bound by Health Professions Council, so you could log a complaint through the council, and that goes for
even though you save someone's life. Isn't that wild?
People are difficult, don't think they're not. We get funny complaints, like we'll treat them or save them, and then we'll get a complaint on our email about how much we billed the medical aid, say for instance. And we're like, well, they govern that price. It's not us. Like, I don't just thumbsuck a price and say, okay, today I'm going to bill Keri's medical aid 10 grand. Because you can't do that. They govern, the medical aid governs the price. But just the perception of the human nature.
What is one of the single biggest emergencies you're seeing in KZN at the moment?
Well, obviously we do a lot of different calls, but accidents are number one. Like, and it will. I don't think
road accidents.
Stop. Road accidents.
Are you seeing the trend is more towards drinking and driving, or phones and driving?
I'd say 50-50. Hey.
Isn't that wild?
Night shift you expect under the influence driving.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But during the day, yeah, we do get some under the influence at 9, 10 a.m. You know, it's been a good night. and it's continued into the morning. So like Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, we can arrive on a scene and those can be paralytic, eh?
Sure.
Flipping hell.
Yeah.
Do you find, because I remember hearing this before, and it could be just a old wives' tale, that often the drunker the person, the more relaxed they are. So actually, they don't get as hurt as if they were sober in an
100%.
accident. Really?
Absolutely. Exactly like you say, they're relaxed. They're not tensed up. They're more, you know. So, and I'll give you another example. And you know, like the more people in a vehicle, the less, most times, less injured you are.
What?
Because you've got like a cushioning. If you're sitting next to me, or all of us or three of us on the back of a car, the middle person is cushioned.
Absolutely.
Not to say always, please, you know, we do see, but I'm saying like we attend, whether it be taxi accidents or these 7-seater Uber accidents, the people are fine. They like jump into another Uber and they carry on their way.
What?
You know, because of the.
Wow.
I don't want to say the quality of the cars nowadays, but because there's so many people, it's like a cushioning effect there.
My goodness.
Talking about the quality of the cars these days, why did you mention that? What are you saying is different?
Hey, yeah, there's too many cheaper vehicles now. Without mentioning any names.
They call it the tin can effect. Yeah.
I mean, you see them. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No matter where you drive, like you'll see a little tin can, and if that thing gets hit by a truck rolling down Key Ridge, you know, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
And I also know people. I mean, I know you might not know all the answers to these, but I also know people who have made massive claims. The reason they won't wear a seatbelt is because sometimes the seatbelt actually, if the car catches fire, you can't get out of your seat because of the seatbelt, so I'm not wearing a seatbelt. In your experience, seatbelts, do they cause more, I don't want to say harm, but do you find more people that get stuck in cars because of seatbelts or save lives because of seatbelts?
Definitely. You know, I'd be wrong if I sat here and said don't wear your seatbelt. Yeah, it could possibly cause a bit of further spinal trauma. I'm saying with the forward backward motion, but it stops you going through the windscreen.
Yes.
You know, and it stops you from being thrown from left to right. You know, so I definitely can't sit here and say, well, you know, you could have fractured ribs, yes, but that's the least of your problems.
Yeah. Life over limb,
exactly. You imagine you go through the windscreen, now you got massive head trauma when you could have just had broken ribs. I know none is good, but
Have you ever been in a situation where, okay, so I'm going to quickly backtrack. I don't know if you must know MJ Mkize. He's the head lifeguard, right?
Yes.
MJ was called out. I don't know if the lifeguards get called first because they're there and then they wait for you guys. Okay, so the system. Someone had been shot on the pier.
Whoa.
And the man who had shot the man on the pier was still there with the gun. And then MJ was called, and I remember him saying he was obviously trying to assist the victim, but at the same time not aware if the man who had shot him, if it was a hit or something, and now his life is possibly in danger because I'm Keri, I've been paid my 10 grand to shoot Garrith, and now Tando comes to help Garrith. So do you find that as paramedics your lives are often in danger if it's like a violent crime, or are you usually left almost like the media in a war zone? Are you just kind of ignorant?
Yeah, so it's you can't even say area driven, 100% correct. I mean, we've seen it with the EMRS guys before in some of the locations where they're treating patients that have exactly been shot or a fight. And now people see them, they jump into the ambulance, you know, they throw the paramedics out. You know, you always have
to watch.
Yeah. It happens, you know. And it could just not even be a hit, it could be a drunken brawl, you know.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting over a lady or anything, you know, and then you leave them to die, or they walk away left to die, and then the ambulance arrives and they start treating the patient until he's awake or alive, and then, you know, you don't know what goes through their heads. Maybe, you know, like, hey, this is going to tell, I'm going to jail, you know, etc. So yeah, we like to have the authorities on scene, and we're very lucky in Durban that most of the time Metro Police, SAP are in attendance before we get there, because let's call it as it is. This is a hit city. I mean, there's so many, very hits.
Do ambulances ever get hijacked?
Fortunately, not us, but again, government sector has had that. It's slowed down a lot here, thank goodness. And I mean, I don't expect, but every vehicle's got tracking.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I mean, it's still not nice for the trauma that the staff go through. And what do you need an ambulance for anyway? Like, really?
Yeah.
It's not like a taxi. Yeah, it is a taxi, but there's no seats, so you can't use that. But unfortunately, in the world we live in, thugs will do anything.
Absolutely.
They call them the hustlers.
Yeah. And then when it comes as well to, I'll get into the psychology about being a paramedic shortly. But when it comes to the ambulance driving, are you guys allowed to go as fast as you want?
No. So the law states 20 kilometers above the limit. Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a super emergency, and if you're on a 60 road, you must go 80. We're all already doing 80 on that road.
That's
other people.
I need to choose my words carefully. I'm not the most popular person at the moment.
Why?
No, that's for another day.
No, that's what we want to talk about. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so you're not allowed to drive faster than 20 k's over the speed limit.
Yeah, so you do. Obviously, we've got response cars, but also for safety of the people. You're driving a Quantum at 200 down the freeway, and you need to stop. That Quantum is not going to be able to stop. And we would never want our staff to die trying to race. It makes no sense. You getting killed going to try to help someone. So obviously, we urge safe driving. I don't like them racing other ambulances. Car accidents, there's 3-4 ambulances racing to the same scene.
Oh my gosh, are you guys like tow truck drivers that the first person gets to work? Is that how it happens?
Surprise.
No, I just never thought about it like that. Because you see the tow truck drivers, they will purposefully park at high accident zones. And rather than us making the high accident zone safer, there's just more tow truck drivers going like, let it drain. So when a call comes through, there's been an accident, I phone a number, 10177, for example, does that dispatch go out to all of the medical emergency services, and it's kind of like an Uber, the closest one comes, or what?
No, so it works on relationships. So gone are the days where people scan channels and whatnot, like towing. So like even ourselves, and I'll talk freely, as we align to certain towing guys. When I say align, we just have a working relationship with them. But yes, when they get a call, because obviously
who's there first, towing or ambulance?
99% towing.
I've always said, why don't the tow truck guys do paramedic courses?
Because they did it once.
They are the fastest.
Yeah. But they normally there with. But most times, like us, if they get a call, they share it with us, and we are mobile with them as well. So. I don't even want to downplay that. That's how the industry is. So and it is first come first serve. Patients get treated. Then it's not a bad thing. But then, and now in Durban it's quieting down a lot. But sometimes you got multiple ambulance services open because RAF is busy paying.
Oh, of course.
So then
road accident fund.
Just put multiple ambulances out to try and make money that way. It is a business. I'm not gonna lie about it. We are a private entity ourselves. We don't rely on accidents ourselves. Obviously, we've got a client base, inter-hospital transfers, injury on duty claims. But accidents are a big portion of my business. So I'm not going to downplay that.
That's so crazy.
It is.
As a patient, say I'm still together and I'm still conscious, and there's 4 ambulances. What do I do?
Well, it's your choice. You still have your choice. We'll get to scenes where there's other services and they'll say we only want A-list paramedics because they're our client.
Okay.
But the general gentleman's rule, there's nothing more than that, is whoever's there first treats the patient. Unless the patient.
It's almost like when you go to safari. If you're the first car there, you get to stay there for longer. So obviously there's a massive mental health aspect of paramedics that I want to get to in a second. But if I call or you're called to a scene, would you treat me before finding out if I have medical aid?
Yeah, so we have to treat. it's part of your or you should be treating anyway, but it's also part of your duty as a paramedic.
And if I don't have medical aid?
Well, it depends on what your injuries are. So I mean, if you have an accident and you got a laceration on your arm, we bandage it up, and if it's not a critical emergency, most private ambulances will say, well, we are private, it's going to cost you this much,
What if I'm unconscious and
Then
I can't tell you?
There's no story. You have to transport the patient.
And then if you take me, and I'm only asking this because say you take me to the nearest hospital,
100%.
then I do wake up and now my family is going to be in debt for generations to come.
Well, we won't, private services here don't take to private hospitals unless you confirm.
Okay, wait, so now I'm unconscious and let's say I've got the highest level of medical aid
And you're going
possible,
to your
and then I land up
government
at
facility.
Addington.
Yes.
Now, as I say that, my question to you is our opinion of King Edward and Addington correct? As in, shit, you don't want to land up there? Or is it actually really...
You're putting me in a spot here.
But-
I plead the fifth on that.
Okay,
one.
understand.
As I said, I'm not the most popular person amongst certain industries.
That just means you're doing something right.
That's
Exactly.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. So we have problems at state hospitals where they don't like us, obviously, because we're bringing them work. They fight with my staff. They don't.
Oh, wow.
We use electronic report forms. They don't like that because they're not into that stage yet. But we're 2026. Paper's a thing of the past.
Yeah, of course.
So there are trauma doctors at state facilities that are amazing, and it leads me back to one thing that unfortunately it's, when we started, or I started 2000s, it was a passion. And this goes across all jobs, all paramedics. Now it's just a job. And it's not just paramedics, it's everything. People do whatever they can to get a job.
Yeah, that's true.
So like they'll go do this 4-year course or 2-year course. Meanwhile, they have no interest in doing it. It's just a job. They're guaranteed a job. And that's the problem we find. So, even some doctors, nurses, and I talk from myself, even some paramedics, they're not in it for the passion. It's a paycheck at the end of the month.
My God, and that's
That's the problem.
That's quite a rough way to get your paycheck.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, and this is when we'll move into the mental health, and I don't know how much time you have, but hopefully you can go
No,
longer.
I'm sure. My team's working.
Okay, so when we have, I wanted to ask you about mental health.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel, and maybe it's just in my circle, but I'm hearing more mental health issues now, and a lot of people taking their own lives.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's only I'm more aware of it now, or if it has actually been on the increase from your perspective and from the paramedics' perspective. Are we finding more incidences due to mental health?
So two things: mental health and finance. Finance is killing people, straight talk. People don't know how to manage their finances, and yet again, it's broad spectrum. So it's parting or just taking on multiple credit loans, credit cards, shopping.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
So definitely, there is
And
mental.
obviously betting. Because you're desperate
Everything.
to make it happen, so you have that last $100 hoping it's going to make you that 100,000.
Yeah, I mean, if you go past some of the casinos on payday, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. People will literally open their brown envelope of money at the machine and put everything in there, hoping for a better outcome.
I worked at Suncoast. It was my first presenting job.
Okay.
I was a floor MC there.
Oh, nice.
And I will and I'm grateful for that job because it really halted any need or want to ever even play for fun.
Yeah.
But I remember leaving in the evening. My shift would end at like 10 in the morning, and let's say that I had an earlier shift the next day. Let's say it's Garrith, he'd be sitting in the same thing. Adult nappies, guys. They put adult nappies, they didn't have to leave.
Yeah.
And sitting at the same machine, and then I heard, and I'm not going to ask you because I know we're pleading fifth today, but people take their lives in the casino parking lots.
Sure.
Because that is it. I saw Gogo's
now you
taking
can't
their
go home.
envelope out
Yeah.
of their boobs.
Yeah,
The
it's
Gogo's
true.
just got their pension money. She
Yeah.
goes straight there, and it's one in, one gone.
Yeah. No, so finance is a massive thing we found, and then obviously I don't know what it is in Durban, but relationships aren't strong. So we're seeing a lot of attempted or suicides on
Heartbreak.
catching my partner with X or catching my partner with Y. That's also quite big in or what we see. Obviously,
Yeah.
I can talk for what we see. But number one by a long shot is the financial part.
I just looked up why you are in trouble, and I think well done. I'm going to leave it at that. If anyone else is listening or watching, just go and have a look at Garrith Jamieson, Garrith. You're not wrong. That's the thing.
We're not going to.
We're not going to say anything else, but this is the thing. If you speak up against, I don't like the word against. If you just speak up,
Yeah.
and it's the truth.
100%.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. May you do your own little Epstein files in KZN. May you expose the truth.
No, we're going to.
Thunder Rose brought up something about GBV as we went to news. Do you want to ask Garrith?
With the spike of GBV in the country in general, have you noticed that you're getting more emergencies around the GBV?
Yeah, so we see it from both sides, as I also said off air, where men are also
Victims of.
Victims of. That's the right word. But the problem with men is they're not a man if they report it, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, with the ladies, there's quite a stigma of calling for help but then refusing.
Oh.
So like we'll go out there, or somebody will go out there, and then they don't open a case.
Oh,
And that's common. That's like 98% of it.
Sure.
They're in abusive relationships, say for instance, they will call for help on community groups, all these community groups, please help. Domestic violence, you get there, the police will come out, which also is a waste of their time if no one's willing to pursue it. They could be doing something else because they are busy. And then the victim doesn't want to go to hospital, doesn't want to report it, and it's toxic. It's really, really toxic. So that is very, very common, and it's all over Durban. It's all over everywhere, but both sides, not just one.
So moving on to the mental health, I have this question based on a story I saw very recently where it was the family at home, the older sibling ran outside to go and get something from an outside fridge. In that split second, the littler sibling came outside. No one knew. Next thing, can't find the little sibling, face down in the pool.
Oh man.
And now this
Very
is
common.
This is I was about to say, when someone's been drinking and driving and something happens, you're like, oh, you were drinking. If someone's on the phone, why are you doing it? If it's GBV, like the man or the woman's done this. If you almost feel like. But when it comes to a child and or a water incident, this is where I wanted to move to that mental health space, because it doesn't matter if you're a paramedic.
Yeah.
I don't presume that having to deal with such tragedy ever gets easier.
No, and especially when you got most people have children, and that's your life, So now you get caught to a drowning, and it's a child. It makes it a lot more difficult. Plus, too, the medical science behind a small baby is a lot different to adult. I'll tell you why. So a baby, you can't. So if we're doing a CPR on a child, say 2 years old or whatever the case is, we can't declare that child deceased until they're warm.
Until they?
Warm up.
What do you mean?
What?
So in a pool, you become freezing, like ice cold, if that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So your core temperature drops beyond. So everything constricts. So technically, we're not allowed to declare someone, or even an adult. I mean, if we don't have ice here, but if they're extremely hypothermic, you shouldn't declare someone deceased until their body temperature is warm. Because fortunately not here, but you have, I'm sure, heard of people wake up sometimes in morgues. So there's multiple factors with the child. So let me talk for myself. I don't want to talk for anyone else. You firstly cross, how did they get in there? Because to me, that's an issue. Like there should be a fence, there should be a net. That to me is an issue. Okay, and if you're inviting guests over and you don't have that, it's your responsibility as the house. And people get across with me, but it's the truth. So like, you can't say anything. Obviously we're there to do what we need to, and everyone's emotional, screaming, crying, but in the back of your mind it's annoying. Or it makes me cross it.
Of course.
Personally. Now we're trying to save this little child, and literally it happens, as you said, in a minute, and their life is taken, literally, so then you do a full-on resus, and you got everyone around you, and and most times our paramedics do it for longer because of this reason. Also, just
it's
like one of us, I don't want to say it's fine we die, but we've had a good innings, whereas a child is so innocent, so like just starting. So the guys, that's emotional toll, very bad. So, and then most of them have kids, or if they don't have kids, they've got sisters or brothers who have kids.
That's what I was saying, like as a paramedic, when you have to deal with such trauma, does it make you even more of a helicopter parent, because you know how much can 100%. Go wrong? Like it must be a nightmare to be a parent and have to deal with and see what can go wrong every day, because everyone says don't do the what ifs, but when every day you're seeing a car reversed into the kid, the pool was open, or it wasn't even a pool, it was just a puddle.
Absolutely.
And then someone found a gun, someone by mistake with scissors. It's like everything becomes the opportunity to take a life. Like how do you just continue?
It's tough, eh? I mean, my daughter's got it rough. I mean, she fell in the Drakensberg recently, when she was on holiday with her mother, and like her leg's broken. I phoned Gary from Netcare. I'm like, get that helicopter mobile. It is what it is. It's my child, sort of thing. But yeah, it's adults, like I say, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, people pass away every single day, okay? It is what it is. But when children are involved, that touches home to the guys. So, like with us, and we were talking about it a bit earlier, it's called dark humor, but it's not humor, if you know what I mean.
It's just trying to deal.
So the guys will discuss it over, or at the office, if they discuss it with us, obviously a cool drink or what, but after hours they're all sitting with their friends, paramedics, and they're all discussed. And it sounds bad, but that's how they deal. And that's how people deal. And we as people can't stop how you handle things. I mean, you go out and rescue somebody and do CPR on the beach. How you deal with that, that's you. So, I've been 25 years in the game now. Not to say that nothing affects me, but how I deal with it is different to you.
How do you deal?
I'm pretty, as I say, when I say hardcore, I've seen most stuff, and but I have a good structure. So
if you have to deal with a resus today that doesn't go, let me say it doesn't go the way, because if it's someone's time, it's someone's time. But today you resus and you have to call it. As a paramedic, can you call time of death, or do you have to wait for a doctor?
We can declare. We don't certify.
So once you have declared it, is that your day carries on, you go and have a chow, go and do your thing, or do you still have that moment of like, shit, I lost someone? Or was it like, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, it's just
and that's what I make that clear, like we're not here to laugh about death, because some people do get funny. But we'll discuss, I've got a good team, I've got a good family, I've got a good partner, so I talk through it, not to say that nothing ever happens. Like I say, it depends on the incident.
Of course.
But like that 11 dead the other day, like we discussed, we went afterwards and sat down, general manager, my management team, we discussed
Was it you guys that were called to that?
Everyone was called, but we were there,
And may we ask, I mean, and because again, I don't know, I presume, do paramedics have therapy on site? Do you have a therapist that's at the office with you?
No. So it's available, and we offer it if the need. But yet again, I'm not going to force anyone.
So that accident, when you got the call, no one knows how bad it is, right?
We were more of a backup call to the services that were there, that they needed help. The videos were out because, as you know, everyone loves taking videos for social media.
And is that legal? That now all of a sudden
it's not. So the Poppy Act is clear, crystal clear, that you cannot show a face, a person's face, even a number plate. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. Off this topic, you're not allowed to mention names on social media. You're not allowed to, like if we do a drowning at a specific number, we can say that we attended a drowning at Umhlanga Rocks Drive. We can't say at this specific number.
Yeah.
Copy Act restricts it, but people don't think like that. They're insensitive. So when I was mobile to that scene, I saw the videos.
Well, everyone wants to get their moment in the viral sun.
Yeah.
Everyone wants that video that hits 100,000 or something, and
Absolutely.
it's going to happen when you have a taxi that's got 11 bodies.
Yeah, and that was gruesome. That was really, really a gruesome scene, and not pleasant. And they're still on socials. People enjoy, I don't know why they enjoy that, but yeah, that wasn't pleasant. So people need to just think of the family.
Yeah.
Even the people that are involved. It's respect to them.
Who has to clean up?
So the fire department has to, or not has to. So it's generally a team effort. So I'll give you an example of that scene. So obviously the patients were taken out that were alive, and some of them had to be some of the deceased had to be removed to get to some of that were alive. Then once that is done, then obviously SAPs take over the entire scene. And what they did is they brought the bodies together, and then declaration gets done by paramedics, and then towing does what they need to do, but then the road still needs to be cleaned. And so fire also, like I'm sure all emergency service, I don't want to just say us,
Of course,
fire,
of course.
even a metro police, SAP, tow truck drivers even, guys.
Yeah, they see rough
They
things.
there first, they seeing this, it's crazy. Like the other day a breakdown called us and said, no, well, two gents were fighting, I don't know about what, and one went to board petrol, poured it on that guy, set him alight, poured it on himself, set him alight.
Himself as well.
This is this weekend, this
Oh my
weekend.
word.
And the breakdowns arrive because they told or phoned.
There's an argument.
There's an accident, say for instance.
Okay.
I think it was, the initial call came through as a car on fire. That was a call.
Oh.
Meanwhile, it was a dispute over what we will never know.
They're obviously both deceased.
No, they were transported to hospital, but I'm not sure they were critically injured, and with burns, unfortunately, unless you at a top facility with, it's normally not a pleasant outcome, or with so many burns, I'm saying, full body, full thickness burns.
On this last Sunday at the beach, there was two guys swimming. They were Granny's Pool, but Granny's Pool's notorious for quite a strong rip at the end. One of the younger lifeguards, lifeguards remember that, these aren't kids.
Yeah.
She'd blown them and said, guys, anyway, they got into trouble. They landed up getting sucked out. It landed up being like a 2-person rescue, but because now they're in the rip, they had to come from the other side. Long and short of it is, eventually got these guys out. The one guy was swimming in, I don't know what you call the attire, like for the women would say a bikini, but for him, he was full clothes. So now I also know the clothes are heavy, hey?
True story.
Yeah, so now he's swimming in full clothing. I'm not judging that, I'm just saying heavy.
Yeah.
Two of the other lifeguards, anyway, had to go around other side of Granny's Pool, eventually get this guy out. He got up to the beach, did it, not even a thank you.
Yeah.
Not even a thank you. And he went and he walked wherever. Do you have that often where you've done something quite remarkable and someone is just not even really?
So we get complaints too. Like I say, oh no, this the mattress on the stretcher wasn't comfy, we get funny things, so people aren't, and that's why when people reach out to me, the first thing I say is thank you for letting us know, because thank you for taking the time to say thank you, not to me, to the staff, and I share that with them, and because people don't do it, we fortunate people will say thank you, but first they'll fight you, they'll give you gears, for no matter what reason, the medics, they'll fight with them, and then I'll give you an example. My medics arrived and it was an elderly lady who had hurt her hip She had fallen and hurt her. There was another ambulance there, but they were just basic medics. So my guys are like, we've got pain meds, can we assist? And it's all this ego thing that goes on between everyone. Like, we just want to help, And then the family was like, oh, but that's not professional way to do it. We're like, it's your mother. We want to make, before we move her, we'd like to make her comfortable. It's not about, oh no, let's throw this service out, etc., etc. When you get to hospital, the whole tune changed. Oh, thanks so much. We appreciate it. But like two opposite sides of the earth. People need to understand that, like any other industry, there's roles and responsibilities, So like my paramedics, most of them are advanced life support ambulances. So we offer they carry all the drugs that goes with it. They can put tubes in your throat, put you on ventilators.
Okay.
But that's for the benefit of the patient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas other ambulances that are just running around to, I don't want to say make a quick buck, but they, we call them fly by night.
Yeah.
They got two basicers. They can't even put up a drip. They can't even use a heart monitor. So, it is what it is. And people need to know that, and it goes down to every industry. Okay, obviously SAPS, Metro, and Fire are different. But in every industry, you've got the people that know what they're doing, that are not known for how to do something properly. And then you get the chances.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, that's why even like these awards that are all out, best of this and best of that, people nominate who they think they should. And fortunately for us, I mean, for the last 3 years, best of Durban, and they tell us, Caxton tells us, they're like, you streaks ahead, which is good, and that's where I want to be. I don't want to just get it because everyone knows me as Garrith. Oh, he's always on the radio, he must be good. I want you to know that the service you provide is good. It's not about me. It's about, I'm nothing. I'm Garrith, yes. I own the business, yes. But it's the guys on the ground. They're the ones.
Are literally saving lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing, as I often say to people, they're like, I can't put my phone off, or do you sleep with your phone on airplane mode? I'm like, guys, we're not surgeons.
Yes.
We're not saving lives. You are literally saving lives.
So my phone's always on. People phone me whenever they need me.
I've changed them to my ice and my phone.
Listen, I remember my
emergency.
father had a bicycle accident.
Yes.
And I called Netcare, Keri called you, and your guys were there like 10 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
So I personally know, I'm very impressed. And even the paramedics knew the best place to go for the type of injury that he had, which was incredible.
Talking about people being grateful though, you see those things in the movies where someone saved a life and they're like, the next child is are there little Garriths or Jamiesons running around thanks to you?
No, and
I mean, I don't mean like
either
thanks
way. Either way, I know about water. You know what I mean?
Everyone's like, yeah, Garrith's right, yeah.
And everyone listening will be like, and my mates will be like, yeah, Father's Day, don't go here, don't go there. But no, that's the thing. But like yesterday, so also my team went out to a patient and the patient had collapsed and they got there and the patient went into cardiac arrest. Okay?
Yeah.
So the one ambulance was there, and then the obviously the advanced life support guys come to back them up, and between the 5 of them they got their patient back.
Yes.
So like I wasn't even there, okay? But afterwards the
Happy Father's Day.
Afterwards the paramedics like, guys, you guys, the paramedic that was treating, you guys saved that life. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what you need is to go out and make a difference to someone. Not just we're not just there for glory. Yes, we're very active on social media, 100%.
And that's amazing.
Shaney and Jade. I don't want to leave Jade out. They manage our social media, and I like to let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it. We get a lot of backlash.
And they mustn't follow them.
Because, oh no, what if people haven't seen? But people like to know what's going on. I would rather you see a video from me that's sensitive than a video from X walking past filming bodies. And then it also plays roles in, like the accidents, like it closes the road.
Exactly.
Like yesterday in Ashburton. then people are
Ashburton
aware.
again.
Yeah, 3 trucks yesterday. People, and that's like open. I don't know if you've been there recently. It's lovely. The road is open.
Yes.
It's beautiful. You know, but then people know what's going on.
But why is Ashburton? Because even my family, we lost someone in Ashburton. Why? Why is it so bad there?
I don't know. It's like why is the M1 Higginson Highway bad? They got that Highway Sheila myth going on.
Yeah.
But people die there all the time. Like we've literally got an ambulance in Chatsworth because it's so busy there. You know, and then people say, "Oh no, but it's people driving fast or doing this or doing." No, guys.
People drive fast everywhere.
Everywhere. You know, you can't. Like, I mean, lately, Schlanger's trending with drag racing at night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over. Oh no, they want to put speed humps. People want to pay themselves to put speed humps here.
Yeah.
You know, to stop it.
Or we even call it popcorn alley because of that.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Friday night, Saturday night, yes, you can't move here.
You can't sleep here.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I definitely, you know, like I say, my guys all manage their mental health differently.
Hey!
All manage their mental health differently, and I know that my leaders, my paramedic team leaders will bring it further. But they and it sounds bad, but they will go and have a drink and a shisha nyama and discuss things.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
I have 2 more questions
Sure.
because I know we eventually have to let you go and our show's almost done. Also, shout out to OG Molefe who's in town. How many babies do you guys deliver? Like, is that something that happens quite often? Because again, it's like a movie thing where someone's like, my water broke, and next thing there's Garrith and popping out a child. Does that happen as often as I presume? Okay.
Yeah, so in today's age, most people are ready for this.
Oh yeah, they've already pre-planned their cut, eh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what is increasing, which is not pleasant to attend, is the dumped fetuses.
Oh,
That-
for God's
that-
sakes! I went from my happy story,
That
Garrith.
happens a lot.
Really?
And if anyone's listening, guys, there's these boxes you can put your baby in.
Yeah.
Like you can leave the baby at a state hospital.
Yeah.
Like it's like because we do a lot of that. That's
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. All over, and it's all over the area. It's not
specific to
not specific to
culture
area.
or space.
If
yeah.
we do a maternity, a few times, not a lot, people don't even know they were pregnant. Then we can
Whoa.
deliver a baby.
Oh my God.
That happens.
What?
That happens.
I've got such cramps, guys.
Yeah. You know,
Happy Father's Day.
for 9 months there's been nothing, but now suddenly, oh no, what's this? You know.
So are those women like? Are they a bit chunky? Like how do they not? Okay.
Yeah. But also, I just think it's oblivious, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
And that's just poor teaching, to be like it.
Yeah,
you know,
of course,
all of those
education.
things. But yeah, if we do get calls for maternity emergency, it's normally in the center of town, you know, towards the ranks. People trying to get to the hospital.
Oh, my
not
shame.
faults of theirs.
Yeah,
not faults of theirs.
Yeah, but just trying to get a
You know,
taxi or
because
something.
we have a car. You know,
Yeah.
like if something happens, put it in the car and we go to hospital.
Exactly.
These guys have to take 3 or 4, and they will be booked in at X hospital, whether it's Addington or King. So now they've got to get there, you know. And then a taxi driver, oh no, you're not going to be my taxi, you're not coming, you know. So that's when we do see that, but it's not as much as in the movies. Yeah. No.
And then obviously now, hopefully, no one listening has to ever call you. But if we want to save the number right now, or is there an app? Like, how do we know if we can call ALS? Or can we call ALS straight? Or do you have to phone a service and then you guys get called from that? And
No.
how does that
So
happen?
we are on board with all medical aids, Radix Fund, Workman's Comp. If you don't have medical aid, you can phone us. We've got preferential rates.
Okay.
We are a private ambulance, so
Okay.
I don't want anyone to. I don't want to play down. You will be. We are business, so we will. If you phone us and say you need an ambulance, unless it's CPR in progress, you know you want to go to hospital because you've got abdominal cramps. Let's use that. My team is going to say it's going to cost you this much. You need to pay it. So I just want to be straightforward there.
Thank
I don't
you.
even want to sugarcoat anything. Anyone can phone us. We've got a 24-hour call center. We're based in Umtata, Cato Ridge, Durban, and soon to be Cape Town. hopefully.
Congratulations.
So yeah, our numbers are on. It's 082 926 8489. I'll say again, 082 926 8489. 24 hours a day. Anybody can call us for anything.
Is that a WhatsApp also, or just
WhatsApp
a call?
as well.
Okay,
Anything.
is it?
Yeah, we do a lot of WhatsApp because that's how people live nowadays. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they can WhatsApp call, they can WhatsApp us. You know, most times we also ask for a pin drop. Just makes life easier. Just drop a pin. You know, so you're driving somewhere, you see an accident, you want to report it to us. Drop the pin, accident here if you want to see it.
And before, and I'm just it's like
No
I could have you for 5 days. Before I let you go, there's an accident, I'm unconscious. What could I have done beforehand, maybe on my phone or on my person, that makes your job easier? Like, because everyone's phones are locked, and is there something I can put on my phone that you know to look for, or somewhere where there are details that you know you can open my phone without my? I mean, I guess you could use my fingerprint, but what can we do to make your job easier?
So the problem is phones break in accidents.
Yeah.
Normally in your hand, in your car handle, like this thing here. You know, best thing is to have your ID or your driver's license on you, not in your bag, because that could be anyone, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if we're searching you, because we're going to check your pockets, and we take out your license or your ID or anything with your ID number, we can run your ID through our system.
And then you've got all our details.
And then if you're on a medical aid, it pulls up. So we're able to check that. That's, like I say, 2026. So, you know, unless you're going to tattoo your ID number.
I was about to say, not tattoo.
but also a lot
Minus
of
10 years.
a lot of time, people's family are there in a second day. Like, I don't know how, I don't know why. So we are fortunate enough, but you know, we're not going to delay. We're going to take you to state, and somebody will find you, and then we can always take you out of there should you be on a medical aid. My advice is to have a medical aid, even if it's there's that medical insurance that covers car accidents, things like that. You know, that's what you need. You know, even the private hospitals are busy and full, but with those funds you can go to a facility and get treated.
Yeah. Garrith, you were amazing. Thank you. I feel like I could have you again and again and again.
Thank you for having me.
And Shady, thank you for coming in as well.